There's the snap. The game is over. The Chargers know it. Their fans know it. And the rowdy Buck bunch across the field behind our bench is making more noise than the Chargers. The Buccaholics. The Buccaholics. The Buccaholics are standing proud in red. The game is over. The rowdy Buck bunch. The Buccaholics. The Buccaholics are standing proud in red. The game is over. The rowdy Buck bunch.
Fan-Tastic.
Buccaholics.
Fan-Tastic.
Buccaholics.
Fantastic.
Buccaholics.
Fan-Tastic.
Buccaholics.
Fan-Tastic.
Buccaholics.
Fantastic. Fantastic.
Come on. 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 Come on.
Fantastic.
What's going on, Buccaholics? Ah, man. It's a Monday night. That means it's time for another episode of Buccaholics Fan-Tastic. I think this is episode 7. I'm starting to lose track. I'm getting old, you know. We started this thing a few weeks back, and I'm still having fun, so I'm still making new episodes. We'll see what happens as we go. We are less than a week away from the ultimate Buccaholic invasion of Arizona. And I got to tell you, man, my mind is on little else right now. You can see back in the back over there, I got my creamsicle jersey ready to go. Got it all patched up and ready for Arizona. We've been talking about it. We've been thinking about it. We've been sleeping on it. We've been drinking on it. And, man, it is finally here. It is no longer something to look forward to way in the future. It is less than 7 days away. We are going to be in University of Phoenix Stadium. We're going to be in that parking lot, first of all, but then we're going to be inside the stadium watching the game. And I'll tell you what, I'm just going to go ahead and say this before we even get into any conversation about anything tonight. This, in my mind, this is a must-win game. This is a must-win game. I'm just going to say that up front. I don't care what anybody else thinks. That's my thought. We'll talk more about that a little bit later on. I am excited, guys, to have with me another very special guest for our fan spotlight. Sorry, I needed to wet my whistle a little bit right here. Another special guest with me for the fan spotlight tonight. I've been trying to do this kind of gently, a little bit at a time, but one of the things that I wanted to do is bring on some of the guys that are the reason why I'm sitting here right now. When I think about why this show exists, it's because of the group. And when I think about why the group exists, it's because of the guys that started it all. And one of them is here with me tonight, and I'm so happy to have him on board. This is one of the original 9 of the Buccaholics. Guys, help me welcome Stephen E. Anderson.
Thank you.
What's up, Steve?
Thank you, Jay. Pleasure to be on tonight. Sure.
How you feeling, man? I like that flag.
You like that? Well, you're going to see a lot of it this weekend. So I love it.
You look like you got your own little TV studio set up right there. I don't know what's going on. Are you wearing makeup right now, or what's the story, man?
Shh! Don't say anything, Jay. No, my beautiful daughter set this up. She's like a lighting photography expert. She's like, you got to do it right, Dad. So let's do it right. So just following her advice.
I love how and ladies and gentlemen, we did not plan this out at all, but I love how we both ended up wearing the orange Buccaholics t-shirts, different ones, and yet still both wearing the orange, both wearing the Buccaholics t-shirt. That's kind of cool.
Yep, feeling the fever.
You know what? You know what? It's all about that Arizona trip, man. It is all about that Arizona trip.
Yep, I can't wait. I'm so excited. I got so much to do before that time, but I've been thinking about. That's all I've been thinking about. I can't wait.
And well, after this past game on Thursday night, it's nice to have something to look forward to. I'll tell you what.
For sure. Yeah, disappointing game.
Yeah, it was. I mean, I think there are definitely some takeaways, and we'll talk about that a little bit here in just a few minutes. There's definitely some takeaways on the positive side, and no doubt on the negative side. There's some things that we need to look at, but we'll break that down just a tiny bit later on. But like I always say, I am not that statistics guy. I'm not that numbers guy. I'm just a guy with a big mouth that likes to talk. And I seem to do a pretty decent job of it. So that's why we're here. And
really?
Tonight, we're going to start out the same way that I always start out, man. I want to focus on you. I want to give you the opportunity to tell me a little bit of your story as a Bucs fan. So, first of all, you're another one of those weird individuals that somehow ended up a Bucs fan from 3,000 miles away. Tell me a little bit about where you're from, where you came up, man.
Well, I am from Lakewood, California. That is Southern California for everybody out there. But I became a Bucs fan in 1981, and it's a really weird story. Of course, you play in a neighborhood with all your friends, get together, all the neighborhood buddies. We play football. Well, we just happened to play football one day, and they go, "Hey, Steve, who's your team?" And, it was the Rams, I think, at the time, and I couldn't stand the Rams. I still don't. I still can't stand the Rams. But they said, you got to have a team. You got to have a team. So I said, well, being a smart aleck as I am, I just said, well, who's not very good and has the ugliest uniforms?
Oh, you had to go there.
I did. And then, of course, two of my friends says, oh, the Buccaneers. And I go, Buccaneers? I go, that's a pirate. That can't be that bad. I go, that's it. I'm a Buccaneer fan from here on out. And, of course, there's no internet at that time. There was no
Wait. What year are we talking about?
1981.
Okay, 81. All right.
And there was no internet, so I couldn't Google search it and see it. I was just like, I'm going to be a fan. And then I went to the library. And,
oh, my goodness.
Yeah, the library. If anybody knows what that is. But I went to the library.
Do they still have those?
I think so.
Do they still have those now?
I think so. But I went to the library, and I looked at a book, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and I saw winking Bucco Bruce on the side, and I go, man, okay, that's my team. I got to stick with it. I told my friends, and it's been history ever since.
So 1981, you were how old?
I was 9 years old.
Okay.
And
so you're just
think about that for a second.
You're just a couple years younger than me. You're another old fart like me. So
yeah, for sure. But
so starting out as when was the first time that you realized? I mean, because it seems like you kind of just chose it on a whim, right?
Correct.
When did you really start to kind of follow the team and what they were doing on the field?
Probably 89, 90. That was when the internet and phones and you can get access to everything. And then, it seemed like when we changed to, the new logo, well, not new now, but the Super Bowl logo, I call it.
Super Bowl era, the pewter and red. Yeah.
As soon as it kind of changed that, it kind of grew everywhere. It was a little everywhere. I could see it more. I got really more excited at that time and started buying T-shirts, jerseys. You can't get anything out here in the 80s. You still can't get anything in California.
I was about to say, you still can't get much out here in California. We're scrounging, trying to get people to send us stuff from Florida and shit. Tell me this. What was the first jersey, Buccaneers jersey you ever owned?
Oh man, that's a tough one. It was a Paul Gruber.
Gruber.
I kind of
Okay.
the linemen and the linebackers. I'm partial to the big hogs and the linebackers, especially the linebackers.
Yeah. Now we've had that conversation. We've had that conversation before too, you and I, about how you have a tendency to be a fan of the big guys like that.
Yeah.
So you've got your Gruber jersey. Who else? What other players during that time period kind of caught your eye, kind of caught your attention, made you want to stay a fan? Because that wasn't the best time to be a fan of the Bucs.
It wasn't. I don't know. I stuck to the offensive line. I was a trench guy, so we weren't very good. It wasn't not a lot of, I don't know, like hey, we're gonna win today. So I don't know. Paul Gruber was definitely. I liked Eric Brett too. He was good. Those guys at that time.
Right on. So it's been a lot of years since then. What are some things that have? What are some of the things that have kept you a fan? Tell me about. Let's talk about favorite players overall. Who's your favorite Buccaneer all time?
All time, without a doubt.
All time.
Derek Brooks, without a doubt.
Now you're talking my language. You know I got the shrine over here.
You know I'm jealous of that.
You know that's my homeboy, right? He and I grew up in the same town, went to the same high school.
I know.
Yeah.
Took his hand, took care of him. Got a special connection too, Jay.
Wait, tell me about that now. Hold on. What was that about?
Well, unfortunately,
you shook his hand and took care of him.
He was actually.
That sounds vaguely inappropriate, but tell me about it anyway.
Yeah, he was actually one of my patients. I could say that now because he's not a patient anymore, but he actually was one of my patients for a physician I work out here. We take care of a lot of retired pro athletes trying to get in the workers' comp system. So met him, spent a good solid 20 minutes just talking football, shook his hand, took some pictures, and that was my Christmas morning.
Wow.
All time.
Nice. Very cool, man. Now, you said through your work, tell me a little bit about what you do.
I am a X-ray technician and a nurse for a prominent orthopedic spine surgeon. Very well known out here in California, and very blessed to be with him for 22 years.
And you've had the opportunity, I know, because of work, to not just Derek Brooks, but to meet quite a few of the players.
Yes.
Who are some of the notables? I want to say stick to Bucs, but I know that you've met some pretty amazing players outside the Buccaneers too.
Yeah, I got some great stories. Great stories. Rodney Harrison is one.
Okay.
Derek Dees, he was one of our offensive tackles.
What
time?
Super Bowl era, right?
Mm-hmm. Right tackle. He's a great guy, super nice. Let's see. Wide receiver, Keenan McCardell.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh, got a good story for that one, Jay. You got.
Okay, tell me about that. Tell me about Keenan.
Okay, so he came into the office. I took his X-rays, took him back there, and I picked their brain like crazy. What's their favorite stadium? I mean, I go crazy. It's like, it's bad. My doctor's like, don't scare him, but it's fun. It's fun. And he came in, and he won a Super Bowl, and he has a ring. So I was just messing around with him. I go, hey, when you come back, in 3 weeks, why don't you bring your Super Bowl ring? And I would love to see it if you can. He goes, I'll see what I can do. So sure enough, 3 weeks came in. He He was the greatest guy, super nice, had that Super Bowl ring on his hand. I got to
Are you kidding me?
touch it, look at it. It was unbelievable. Another Christmas morning.
Did he let you try it on though?
No, he did not.
Oh, see that would have been my dumbass taking it one step too far.
I was already super excited that, man, he brought this in just for me and thought about me 3 weeks after, you know. But it was pretty neat, pretty special.
All right, so who else? We got McCardell. That's a good story, man.
Yeah, and let's see, Nick Novak, Jim Finn.
Okay.
Willie Rolfe.
Yeah.
Yep. Oh man, a host of Donald Brown, first round draft pick, I believe, of the
right on.
I think a lot of Chargers.
Yeah.
A
lot of Chargers. Well, that's the location for you. I'm sure you see a lot of those Southern California guys. We are, by the way, guys, please don't think for a second that I have let this get past me, that my man Steven has contacts. And yes, to answer the question that I know some of you are asking, yes, motherfucking yes, we are definitely going to work on trying to see if we can get one or two of these guys to come on this show. I know it's a stretch, right? They're going to be like, what the huh?
I've already asked.
Who?
I've already
they're
asked.
They're going to be like, Buccaholics? What are you talking about?
When they come into my office, they know what the Buccaholics are.
There you go. I know you're representing. You're representing.
I got a couple of them lined up, Jay. I'm working on it. Maybe.
All right.
But they're going to be football guys.
Don't tease me now.
Oh no teasing for Jay. No teasing for Jay.
All right. So let's talk a little bit about games that you have been to. Now, I know because I was there too that you went to the 3 aways last season. Amazing experiences all. But have you ever had the chance to actually go back to Tampa and see a game?
Actually, I've been to Tampa twice.
Okay.
We went last year. I took my beautiful wife, Liz. Everybody knows her. That was her first time. So we had to sit by the ship. She had a great time. What the Buck tailgate was incredible, as always.
Which game was it?
It was the Bears game where we put a spanking on them. It was great.
There you go. It's always nice to go in there, but it's even better to go in there and come away smiling like that, man.
Yeah. Walking out of the stadium with a smile on your face. Can't beat it.
So last year you took Liz, you sat by the ship, you got the full experience. What the Buck tailgate, by the way, you're hoping to be there again soon, right? Aren't you going back in November?
Correct. Going to the Jets game.
Oh, there we go.
Yep. Can't wait.
And Lord knows that should be another win that you should be walking out on at the end of that game.
I hope it's another whooping. I want a whooping every time.
Every single time.
Got it. And the only other time, Jay, that I went was about 7 years ago. I went with my dad. That was the very first time I went. It was a father-son trip. So that was a pretty memorable game. And we played Sunday night, and it was Mike Allstott's jersey retirement night.
Oh, yeah.
I was one of the fours in the end zone holding the card.
No way.
Yep. Still have that card right there behind me.
Oh, wait, where is it? I don't see it. All I see is you gotta show me that, man.
I'll bring it to the tailgate, man. I'll bring it to the tailgate.
Pictures or it didn't happen. You know what I'm saying?
You say it. Vance says it. Vance says that. That's what Vance says.
Yeah, as Vance likes to say.
Yeah.
Tell me. I guess we got to get into it at some point or another. We got to talk a little bit about this game from Thursday night.
Okay.
I want to go in a different direction from everybody else right off the bat, because there's a lot of stuff that we could say on the downside. I don't even need to mention that mother Folker because he's history. He's on the IR, and we got our guy. We got another kicker in ready to come in on Sunday and do some damage.
Which I called that.
Murray, right?
Yep.
You called the Murray pick?
I called it. I said,
well,
back.
I can't say that I called it, but I will say that when somebody posted the possibilities, the first thing I said was I would love to see Murray get another chance. I'd love to see him get another shot because he was here and he was doing all right, and then he got hurt, and that was the last we saw of Mr. Murray until this coming Sunday when hopefully he gets us some points.
I hope so. I'm tired of this stuff, man. The curse, they call it. I'm tired of that.
But let's talk about give me something good. I want you to think about that game Thursday night. Think about everything that you saw. Give me something positive that you saw on Thursday night that you thought was good, that you thought was something that we could build on.
Easy. That one's easy. Doug Martin. We ran the ball. I mean, I guess he was winded, out of shape, couldn't run him a whole lot. He probably only had a certain plays ready for him. But, man, I really wish we could have ran that ball with him a little more. I really do. He had so much energy. He looked so good. It just seems like he finds those seams better than anybody else.
When he came out on Thursday night, the first couple of plays, I was just like, oh, can we please just do this shit all night long? Can we just do this for the rest of the night? And I don't know. I mean, I don't know. Was he winded? Was he just getting his feet back under him again? I mean, I understand it's the first game in a while. He got to play a little bit in preseason, though, so it's not completely like first time he set foot on a field since last season.
I can't imagine it being winded, Jay, because these are professional athletes. These guys are on the treadmill bike for like 5 hours at a time. So I think they just had a certain amount of plays set for him, I think. And when he went in, he was outstanding.
Well, can we I know I said I wanted to start on a positive, and I think that's a pretty good positive. 13 rushes, 74 yards. That's what we're talking about with Doug from Thursday night, by the way. 13 rushes for 74 yards. And that was with him not seeing the field nearly as much as I hoped he would.
Yeah.
Not getting nearly as many touches as I expected him to.
Yeah. I thought he was going to get more.
But, you know, that leads me to one of the downside kind of topics that I think needs to be discussed, and that is the play calling.
I agree with you wholeheartedly. We have so many weapons, and it seems like our offense is just struggling. And wait till this mofo starts clicking. Wait till this thing clicks. It is going to be something. It's going to be something.
See, this is where I am right now. We've been talking about this so many weapons. That has been the quote since preseason, right? So many weapons, so many weapons, so many weapons. Now I'm starting to wonder whether Cutter is fully prepared to scheme for those weapons, fully prepared to plan for those weapons, because it feels like to me the play calling is not matching up with the potential that we all thought we had.
I agree with you 100%.
I think the closest that we've come was there were a couple of moments on Thursday night where Doug was on the field, where we had the tight ends in play. And don't get me wrong, I'm not giving any credit or taking any blame away from, first of all, O.J. Howard and the penalties. Second of all, Cam Brate and the drops. Jameis Winston and the overthrows and underthrows. Missed connections all over the field. But I keep coming back to this thought that what I expected to see when we had all of those offensive weapons healthy and ready to go which we did on Thursday night. We had all of them.
Yep.
When we had all of those weapons ready to go, I was expecting a change in the play calling.
Me too.
That was going to reflect that fact, and I don't feel like we saw that change. It still felt flat. It feels like to me that that maybe Dirk isn't ready to trust Doug.
Yeah.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I feel a little bit like that, Jay. But it's just, I think our offense is, we got to run the ball, because I think our offense is a huge play action offense, deep down the field, deep post, and you only get time with those play actions. And where's been our running game? It hasn't really been there. I think when you start to see I think you're going to see more vertical, and it'll get better. But until then, make an adjustment.
You're never going to be a play. Yeah, you're never going to get that play action offense.
Whoa,
where are we getting all that feedback from all of a sudden? Vance.
Yo.
You got to turn something down or something, man. Because as soon as you came on, all I hear is myself. All right, let's keep going. Here we go. Now, since we were talking about positives, and I do want to talk about some positives. I think there's plenty of negative to harp on. We can talk about Jameis Winston. We can talk about fumbles. We can talk about the whole fact that we're not seeing the production that we expected to see.
Yeah.
We're not seeing, and I'm tired of feeling like we're in that position where all we can do is throw.
Yeah, I don't want to be in that position at all.
But
you're never going to win.
On the positive side, because I do want to make sure that we hit on the positive side, our defense stood up on Thursday night. I don't know if you saw what I saw, but it's not a whole hell of a lot of teams in the NFL that can keep Tom Brady in check the way that they did. Now, granted, I saw pressure in the first quarter that I didn't see the rest of the game. And whether that was adjustment on the part of his line or whether it was that constant plague that we seem to have of our defense being on the field too damn long and getting tired.
I think that's it.
But if you look at time of possession from this game, it was almost even. It was 30 minutes to 29. So it's not like the defense was out there for 45 minutes of a 60-minute game. They were out there for half the game, legitimately half the game. But in the first quarter, I was so pleased. I was so excited because they were getting to Brady. They were in his face. They were causing him to make mistakes. They were causing him to feel uncomfortable in the pocket. And I felt like that dropped off. But again, I find myself looking at, for the second game in a row, I find myself looking at the same damn guy and going, man, the future with this kid is going to be ridiculous. And that's Kendall Beckwith.
Absolutely.
Dude had double-digit tackles.
For a
double-digit
in a row
tackles on Thursday.
Yeah.
And I'm watching him. I'm watching Evans. I'm watching Adarius Glanton, who has really impressed me with the way that he's managed to step up as well, and into a spot that I wasn't sure who was going to take, who was going to take ownership of that spot. And even back when we were watching training camp and watching Hard Knocks, I was like, is Glanton going to be the guy that's going to step up and take ownership of that position?
And he did.
I really feel like he is. I feel like he's playing like he wants it. You know what I mean? He's playing like he owns that spot.
Lots of speed. And speed is king. That's what I always say. And then Jay, when David went down, that broke my heart because I'm a David fan. But I went into oh shit mode, like oh shit, what's gonna happen? And man, these two guys came in here, and I feel so good about our linebacking core right now. It's ridiculous. This is a good linebacking core.
And it was funny. I saw somebody said something earlier today on Facebook. They said it looks like we might see one of our starting linebackers back, but we don't know which one yet.
I told you, Jay. I said, they say 4 to 6 weeks for Levante, but he's always got injured in the past, and he comes back in half the time. Exactly.
Now, Steven, you are lucky, my friend. You are blessed. I don't know if you realize this, how lucky you are this evening. You will get to be a firsthand witness to only the second time that this has ever happened on this show. We are going to bring in right now another one of our recurring segments. It took me about 5 minutes to come up with the title for this one. Actually, it took me about 5 seconds to come up with the title with this one. And if you know anything about this guy, then you know exactly what I'm talking about right now. Let's go ahead and bring him in right now. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for Let's Go Grillin with Vance. What's going on, V-Man?
Let's go!
What's happening, baby?
What's going on, Jay? What's going on, Steven?
What's up, B-Man?
What's going on, man? We out here, Central Cali, beautiful weather, great day. Just got back from the fair, had a good time. Made a little bit of money on the horse races, so it was a.
Vance is buying the first round in Arizona.
Oh, it was a free trip. That's all the money I won, man. I paid for my trip to the fair and back. That's it, man. But I got you guys. I'll get the first round.
Right on, right on. Hey, Vance, what you got for us this time, man? Last time it was tri-tip tips, and I appreciated that. I used some of that stuff some of that knowledge that you dropped on us last time. So, what do you got for us this time?
Okay, well, today we're gonna do some chicken. Chicken's easy to cook. You can't really mess it up, so we're trying to keep this simple as possible again. This is tailgate food. It's supposed to be easy, supposed to be quick, okay? So basically, this is what I'm doing. I like to do it when we get together with my friends. I like chicken. You don't want to dry it out a lot of times. You want to keep it juicy, whatever, however you like it. What I'm doing this time is the party wings, chicken wings. I've got a couple here just for example, because I didn't want to cook them all, just buy the pack at the store. You got your basic wings and your basic drumettes here, okay? And what I like to do is a buddy of mine showed me this a long time ago. I've been using it for years. What we do is we get the Italian dressing. I like using wishbone. It has a lot of good flavor to it. Okay, so I'll do that. I'll do the wishbone, and what I'll do is I get a Ziploc bag, which I have here, which I've already used. But I put the chicken in here first, dump all the drumettes in here. Then you just throw the wishbone on top till it's coated. I also like to throw in a little bit of tapatio. I like it spicy. So I throw a little tapatio, give it a little kick, And you need to marinate maybe about 30 minutes to an hour so it gets a good flavor. I like doing it overnight, so the more it soaks, the more flavor penetrates into the meat. So I do that. It's a very simple recipe, and that's all you do. Okay, so then you get your grill started. You throw the chicken on the grill. Okay, and then I like using peppers. This is the same stuff I was using last time on the tri-tip because it doesn't have too much salt. But since it doesn't have a lot of salt, you can keep coating the chicken as you're turning it and cooking it. So you're grilling your chicken. You throw a coat on it. You flip it. Throw a coat on it. Flip it until your chicken's almost done. You get that nice crispy dark outside on the chicken. And then I like to finish it off with some Sweet Baby Ray's. I like this one's a sweet and spicy. So throw that on the top and then just let it cook a little bit longer. And just so it's nice and done. I like the skin to be kind of crunchy,
Let me ask you this real quick.
Yes.
Because I have been known to fuck up some chicken in my day.
Yeah.
And So I'm just saying, I'm just being honest, man.
Right.
I've got the tri-tip shit down now, thanks to you. But
Okay,
chicken, it always ends up either dry or I go the opposite extreme and I undercook it. So what kind of time and temp are we talking about to get the chicken to where it's not dried out, but it's cooked all the way through and still has some juice to it?
Yeah, well, I mean, the main key is to keep flipping it so it doesn't burn. Like you say, if you cook it too long, the outside gets too burnt, and you dry it out. So you got to cook it for a while, but just on a low heat. I mean, you got to just keep flipping it and keep flipping it so the juices stay in there. You know, they don't just drip out one side. You're flipping it. I mean, I can't tell you how many times I flipped this chicken, but you got to, you know, just stick with it. You know, you stick with it, low and slow. I mean, if you want, check it out, kind of see, make sure it's done. I honestly kind of like it a little dry myself. I know a lot of people don't, but I do. Like, I like chicken breast because to me, I don't know, I like it when it's dry, but you know, a lot of people like the thigh, you know, where these pieces are a lot juicier also. So, you know, you just cook it, you know, where it's down to the bone. You can kind of see, you know, kind of just, you bite it and it just pulls all the meat right off the bone, you know. So just keep flipping it. And, you know, so let me go ahead and show you. I prepared this right here. I know you guys are miles and miles and miles away from me, but I got all this chicken here and no one here to eat it with me. So, as you can see, I mean, you know, the chicken's grilled. It's got a nice little glaze coat from the barbecue sauce. You know, but you can do it without barbecue sauce. Some people don't like it. I like it. It gives it flavor. You can taste the seasoning through it. Then you can taste the Italian all the way down to the bone. You know, so it gives a good flavor all the way through. You're getting 3 different flavors here, you know. And then, I mean, you got the tapatio too, so it's a little spice to it, you know. But overall, it's a good flavor. Doesn't take very long. Like I said, prep time takes like 5 minutes. You dump this in a bag. You dump the chicken in a bag and leave it overnight, you know.
Well, for the hueros in the house like myself, how much tapatio am I going to put on in that marinade so that it doesn't burn my balls off, but just gets that a little bit of that heat? Because I'm a white boy, I can't take too much of that now.
What would I say? Maybe like a tablespoon or so, not that much. I probably put about 3 or 4 tablespoons, but I mean, once you do it, you just want that little kick. So, you know, you kind of like, oh, I taste it, but it's not like burning you. You know, I mean,
okay.
Too much it'll burn. Like, to me, this is cool. I don't know, to you it might be spicy. It just depends, you know. But I'd start out with maybe like a tablespoon or so, and you know, kind of go from there. You know, that's what I.
All right. But, now, before we let you go, Vance, and by the way, that chicken does look good, man. I
already had a piece right now.
And if you're seriously looking for somebody to eat it, I'm willing to bet if you called Slusher, he'd come over and eat some right now.
Yeah.
Now, but you're talking chicken tonight, but the question that I have for you, because we are only a few short days away from Arizona, is what is on the menu for the tailgate at University of Phoenix Stadium?
Okay, well, we're doing, if you want to call them B-Man's world famous tacos, we can call them that, man. That's what we're doing. We're going to do a salad. We'll take a little bit of chicken also. I will have the grill out there. We're going to cook everything. We're taking twice as much meat that we did in San Diego. I mean, it's hard with these tailgates. We don't have an actual head count, but, you know, we're trying to figure out how many people, and we're growing every time. So, you know, we're taking double the amount of meat, so we should have plenty of food. I'm taking tacos. Adrian's taking tacos. Some of the local guys are bringing some stuff. We also encourage anybody that may be flying in or, you know, not able to bring a grill. If you want to stop at the store and grab some meat, anything, you know, hamburgers, hot dogs, whatever you want. We're going to have the grills out there. So you don't have to carry that. But if you want, like, you know, I had a lady last year that was vegan. So she brought some vegan hot dogs. I didn't dare try them because I was like, no. But
That was my daughter, by the way.
Oh, was it your daughter? Okay.
There we go.
Okay. So I don't remember. I just remember somebody brought them, and I was like, okay, well, I'll cook them. I've never cooked them before, but she said they came out good. I just remember that. So, yeah, we encourage anybody to bring any kind of meat, you know, whatever you want out, you know. Bring your own beer. We'll have ice chests out there, and we are going to need ice. I know that was one of the shortages at the tailgate that always seemed like we never had enough ice. But we'll be out there making the tacos. We should have plenty of food. Like I said, we don't charge anything. We welcome everybody to come. Donations are accepted. you know, we do all this for the fans. We're fans that want to tailgate with other fans. I just posted a picture today that I found from 2011, and we were at the Niner game, and I went with a carload of Niner fans, me and my brother, and we're the only two people that, you know, the only Buck fan I know is my brother, me and him. And, you know, it kind of sucked. Just us two surrounded by Niner fans, and then we lost, so it was just all a bad situation. But now, you know, we're going into the stadium, we're invading, we're taking over, we're going to show them how the Buccaholics do it. You know, so we're going to be out there having a damn good time. Come and check us out. Parking lot, Green Lot East. If you don't have your ticket yet, look on StubHub. There's still some out there. You can get them from around about $25. So, I mean, look for us, man. You're going to see the orange. We're wearing the creamsicles. I was wearing the throwback Super Bowl Pittman today at the fair, so I just kept it on for the show. But, yeah, we're out here. We'll have the orange creamsicles like Jay's in the background. I got mine over here. So, remember, wear your orange. We can stand out. We can part that Red Sea. Come and get some tacos, raffles, giveaways. It's going to be a great tailgate, guys.
Vance, thank you so much for coming on, man.
Oh, thank you for having me. Yeah, man, last time I was cooking for a couple hours straight until the food, you know, we finished all the food. I know people got seconds and thirds, but like you said, the people that came later didn't get fed. You know, I hate running short, but we just had no idea of how big that tailgate was going to be. So this time we're going more prepared. I think we're even going to get a couple extra like hot dogs or something like that, just in case anybody comes late. At least there'll be hot dogs, you know, for them to eat. You know, also another thing we did last year too was I don't know if you guys have mentioned it, but we did the craft beer exchange. Right now I'm drinking 99 Golden Ale, Tioga Sequoia Local. I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys have tried it. Real good, Golden Ale, real smooth, real good. They just came out with the new beer this past Thursday. I don't remember the name of it. I know Brian DeBeats, he was here at my house for the first game, and he picked up a 6-pack or something like that. He said it was really good. So that's the one I'm going to choose to take out to the tailgate, exchange with you guys. Bring your favorite craft beer. We can swap them out, you know, so you can try different beers from different areas of the local brews.
Yeah, we haven't really talked about that, but you're absolutely right, guys. We did this last year in San Diego, and it was actually pretty cool. If you have a favorite local microbrew type beer that you're digging right now, bring some and then don't drink it. Bring it and then trade with somebody else, because other people are going to be we're all going to be bringing some beer, man. We're all going to be bringing some interesting beers that we're all down for right now, that we're into right now. So bring a couple extra beers that you won't need to drink, and trade with somebody and try something that you've never tried before, man. It's a lot of fun.
So I can't bring my Miller High Life?
Oh, good God. The champagne. Bringing the champagne. Bring the pain. I'm not even going to unzip this right now to show you what I'm drinking right now. This is leftover from my mother-in-law's birthday party yesterday. This is leftover beer, and I take no credit whatsoever for the fact that I'm still drinking it tonight. Let's just call it it was in the fridge. So there you go. Now, we're going to talk about I want to talk about Arizona some more, but I want to talk about something a little bit different with regard to Arizona right now. And Steven, I want to lead you back in on this right here. One of the things that we decided this past year as we watched this group from Arizona last year to San Francisco to San Diego to where we are now at 7,000 plus members in the Facebook group. And one of the things that we decided was that we wanted to try and do something to give back. We wanted to try and do some sort of charity outreach. And we had the opportunity last year to work with What the Buck, which was amazing, on their golf tournament, and help them to raise money to combat children's cancer. And I'm so proud of what we were able to do with that. But this year, for this tailgate, this is West Coast. This is where we wanted to kind of step up and say, all right, now it's our turn to do something for a charity that we're behind, and a charity that we feel really strongly about. It was actually one of the other original 9 members, Jake Lucy, who was on the show a few weeks ago, by the way, who came up with the charity that we decided to sponsor with our tailgate. And I don't want to get into too much detail because Steven actually had the opportunity this past week to experience a little bit of what that charity is all about. So, Steve, tell him a little bit about it. Tell us about the charity and what they do, and share a little bit of what you experienced this past weekend.
Sure. It was actually yesterday, Jay, and I actually had the honor and the privilege to be there with these men. The charity is called Honor Flight. And if people don't know what that is, what it does is they raise money. They send World War II veterans back to New York to see the World War II memorial and visit with their own eyes, see names and probably friends they had, and just take them there and have a good time and come back. Give them something back for what, all they did for us. And yesterday was an incredible, empowering day yesterday. I was there with Jake and my wife and Jeannie, and there was probably 200 people there. In the baggage claim out in the South, in the airlines, the baggage claim, and they had a band, a marching band.
Wow.
And they came in 3s and 4s. In wheelchairs, most of the guys, because they didn't have enough strength. But they came down, played a song every time, the marching band, and got to shake the hand of these people, guys that were on battleships, even a nurse when she was there on one of the battleships. And it was incredible. These guys were crying because they weren't expecting to have 200 people high-fiving them, thanking them, shaking their hands. And it was, I'll tell you, Jay, I got a little teary, man. I got a little teary. And powerful.
It's interesting because I've been talking about the charity in bits and pieces over the last couple of shows. And one of the things, and again, I think it was Jake that was the first one to mention it when he was on the show a few weeks back, but this is a charity with a time limit.
Yeah.
Because we don't know how much longer some of these guys, some of these heroes are going to be with us.
Exactly.
And I know that there are, in case you're looking, guys, I know that if you go and do a search for Honor Flight, you can find Honor Flight all over the country. The one that we decided to help with our tailgate this year is very specifically, it's called Honor Flight Southland, and it is kind of the Southern California branch of Honor Flight. Steven, how many guys did you guys welcome back when you were there yesterday?
I believe it was 30 or 35 of them yesterday, and there was one female. So
and you were talking about that it had inspired you to possibly try and do something else with them later on. Tell me about that.
Yeah, they're always looking for volunteers and chaperones to go with them on this trip. It's a 3-day trip, and I was talking to Jake, seeing this happen, and both of us were like, man, can you imagine chaperoning one of these people going there and then just talking to them, picking their brain and hearing stories? I mean, that's history that nobody knows about. And I mean, now that's a complete honor to do that. I'm really trying to do that. And I think the next time they go is going to be April.
Yeah?
Yeah. April.
So are you thinking about going in April?
Absolutely.
I think that would be an amazing experience. I really do.
I've never been to
I'm sorry. I hope Vance will forgive me. I just kicked him out. It kept triggering it. It kept showing his empty living room, and it was frustrating me. So I ejected him from our conversation. It's all right. Well, if he wants, Vance, if you want to call back, you can call back in, and we'll put you back in at the end. But I had to do that. It was bugging me. I think that one of the reasons why this is important to me is because I feel like, and maybe it's a little bit selfish on my part, but I do feel like California is where this group started. California is where most of the original members of the group are from. When we started Buccaholics, it was the purpose, one of the reasons for the group to begin with was to help unite people that weren't in Tampa, that weren't close to the team, that didn't have the opportunity to spend time with other fans or go to the games. And for me, this is kind of bringing it full circle to the origin of the group itself.
Exactly, Jay. Exactly. I totally agree with you. You know, I thought I was the only one here. To be honest with you, me and one of our members, my friend David Cerna, and my wife, we would every Sunday we go to a different bar and hey, maybe we'll find somebody. Maybe we'll find somebody, and then got on Facebook and found a couple of groups, and and I'm blessed and honored that I got to meet you and a couple of the other guys and become pretty good friends, and and look what happened.
Well, and speaking of things that have come out of all of this, one of the things that you guys probably don't know is that as much as we talk about Buccaholics being our family, being a fan family, and I really believe that we try to cultivate that attitude in the different things that we do in the group and whatnot. And we struggle every once in a while. There's always going to be idiots, but be patient with us, love us, let us know if somebody's being an idiot, and we try and take care of it as quickly as we can. But as much as we talk about the Buccaholics being a family, one of the things that we discovered as we started to grow this and as we started to want to do more things like supporting a charity like Honor Flight through our tailgate, we discovered that there has to be, whether we like it or not, there has to be a business side to this. And what you guys probably don't realize is that the guy that does the heavy lifting when it comes to the business side of this whole thing is my guest tonight, Steven. And there's been some exciting news in recent weeks. So tell everybody a little bit about that.
Well, this is a first for the whole group, so I hope everybody gets to see this. But proud to announce that the Buccaholics are a non-profit organization. So
we are officially now.
Officially non-profit organization. And this really
I think
opens up tons of doors for us, Jay. Tons of doors for us. And I really think if we wanted to work closely with the Buccaneers or any other organization, they're going to see that this is nonprofit and what we do for the fans, what we do for our group, for our people in our group, our family. That's what it's all about.
I think it's funny to me to think about it that way, that we are now nonprofit, because in my mind, since the day that this thing started, that's the way that I've always imagined it, is we're not trying to make any money off of this thing. We're not trying to take anybody's pocket change.
Nope.
We want to use the money. Now, obviously, if you guys have been around the group at all, you know that that we do have things for sale and we are bringing in money. It is for these charities and it is for the tailgates that we do what we do. Nobody is taking home a paycheck from the Buccaholics, believe me. But one of the things that we talked about was the fact that we wanted to, from the very beginning, we wanted to be as transparent as possible. And the literally mountain of paperwork that it takes to become an official 501c3 nonprofit is what Steven has been wading through for weeks.
Oh, it's horrible. It's horrible. But you know what? I did it for you guys, for our fans, for our family, for everybody. It was worth it. Every minute, every struggle. Trust me, it's not an easy thing to do, but we did it and it's done. I'm happy. I can't wait to get into this and do more stuff for more charities, more people, bring more things to people in our group, and exciting activities. I can't wait. It's going to be fun.
And we are we're on the lookout, guys. If you have charities that you are interested in and that you support, please feel free to drop us a message. One of the captains or one of the first 9, just shoot us a message and say, hey, have you guys thought about possibly supporting this or this or this? Now, we have a lot of stuff already kind of that we've talked about that we want to do, that we want to be a part of, but there's no saying that you might be the one that pops up with an idea that just catches us all and we go, oh man, why haven't we been doing this whole time?
Yeah.
So please hit us up. We have the mechanisms now in place to actually do things to have an effect on our local Southern California community, for example, through Honor Flight, but for the Florida community by working with What the Buck nationally. There's no telling what we can do if we band together. We got 7,000 members, guys. We got 7,000 people right now that, for whatever reason, decided to join the Buccaholics, and that is, to me, that's an army.
It is. That's a force. That's a force to be reckoned with. And you know what, Jay? And the Orange Wave is coming this weekend.
Oh man,
it's coming. I'm saying 1,000 people at this tailgate.
You really think so?
I'm going out there and I'm going to say 1,000 people at this tailgate.
Oh, good Lord. I wish there was a way. I wish there was a legitimate way to keep track, but I don't know that there is. It's more kind of somebody send up a drone and take a picture and let's estimate. But man, you know what? If I'm being honest, I don't care if there's 10 people or if there's 10,000.
Either, Jay.
I am so excited about this game. I'm so excited to be hanging out with some of my best friends in the world and spending time with my team. And I just wish it was already Friday because I'm ready to leave right now.
I am. 5 o'clock in the morning Friday. I'm out of here. Done.
5? You sleeping in, man? Vance told me I needed to be on the road at 3:30.
Yeah, so you guys are 4 hours ahead of me, so. Yeah, but I can't wait. It's gonna be great for everybody. If you're gonna be there, just make sure you wear a creamsicle. Let's get into this. We're gonna have great stuff. Jake Lucy has gone above and beyond. He's gonna have some T-shirts that people haven't seen. And
we have as far as the charity goes too, by the way, we have some items that we will be raffling, and all the raffle proceeds go straight to the charities, by the way. We have a couple of autographed jerseys, like honest to goodness player autographed jerseys. And Steven, I know you said you have a couple of helmets.
I do. I have two game helmets ready to go, brand new, right out of the box. I got a jersey too, a kid's jersey, Winston jersey.
Pick them up at the tailgate, get them autographed at the game. There you go.
Perfect. I can't wait, man. It'll be a great time.
It's gonna be. We have our DJs. We got DJ Rucco and DJ San Andreas gonna be there spinning tunes. I know some of the local Arizona guys are planning on bringing. I think that Rex said one of the guys is gonna do pulled pork sliders.
Oh,
so we'll have another menu item on there besides just the tacos. One of the guys is coming and he's cooking pulled pork sliders. So I'm excited about that too. I mean, we're going to do everything we can, guys, to give you the best tailgate experience that you could possibly have 3,000 miles away from the home stadium.
Yep.
That's the idea. We're going to give you everything we got on this coming Sunday, guys, to make that experience worth your time and effort to come out. I would love to be able to see Jake presenting Honor Flight Southland with a big fat check after this weekend, man.
Yeah, that's what it's all about too, Jay, is doing that for them. These guys sacrificed their life and did stuff, and it's time for us to do something. So I'm going to be right there with Jake with that big fat check.
There you go. It's a unique opportunity, guys, to be a part of something like that. Like I said, a charity that we can't guarantee how much longer some of these guys will be around for us to thank. So we're going to take this opportunity as an organization, as Buccaholics, individually. We're going to take this opportunity to thank those guys. And if the way that we can do that is by helping them to relive memories and reconnect with some of those people that they knew and that they may have lost, and give them the opportunity to see that monument as a sign of the respect that this country has for them, then I think it's a brilliant. I think it's a brilliant opportunity for us, and I'm excited. I'm really excited about it. Steven.
It's coming, isn't it?
It's coming. You know it. You know it is. It is just about that time, guys. Before we get ready to shut this thing down, I want to take just a moment and say a big thank you once again to my brother from another mother, Vance Enriquez, for coming on, giving us some more barbecuing tips. Don't forget the tapatio in your chicken marinade, guys. But if you're a white boy like me, just keep it down to 1 tablespoon. You should be fine. You'll survive, I promise. I'm going to try that. I'm telling you right now, I'm going to try that the next time I do chicken. I'm going to put a little bit of that in there and see how it goes. But a big thank you to Vance for coming back on. I can't wait to see what he's going to have cooking up for us on Sunday at the tailgate. A big thank you to my guest this evening, Mr. Steven E. Anderson. I have to put the E in there now because did you notice there's another guy in the group now just named Steven Anderson?
I can't wait to meet him at the tailgate. He better.
That's going to be fun. If y'all end up looking alike, I'm really going to trip out.
I'm going to have a pirate hat on, so I'm going to be easy to spot.
But here we go. This is a little something I like to call the Flash Five. Now, Steven, you've watched a couple episodes of the show, so you know what to expect. Basically, I'm going to give you 5 questions. The idea here is you got to think fast and answer even faster. I'll ask the questions rapid fire as much as I can. However, if you give an answer and you feel like you need a couple extra seconds to justify or explain that answer, I'll let you do that, all right?
Okay.
But it's 5 questions. Are you ready?
Okay, I think so.
All right, here we go. Question number 1. Live or on television, best Bucs touchdown play you ever saw?
Oh, my gosh, there's too many, Jay. Pass.
No, you cannot. No, I let one person get away with that already. I can't do it anymore.
Oh, God, Jay, there's too many of them.
No, what's the one? What's the one?
Oh my gosh, there's too many. It's got to be with a Mike Allstott plunging in there. One of those hundreds of them that he did. I love every time Allstott touched the ball and he plunged in there, man. I love every single one of them.
All right. I'll give it to you. A-Train off the line anytime. We'll let you get away with that one. All right.
Okay.
Now, I know you like the big guys, so let me go ahead and ask you this one right now. Finish this sentence. Lavonte David is
the smartest linebacker I've seen. He is super smart.
The smartest. Okay. Interesting. All right, here we go. If you could sit down and have dinner with any player, past or present, who would it be?
Oh, Derek Brooks.
Derek Brooks. You got to go back to
John Lynch.
Go back to or John Lynch. Either one.
Either one. How about both?
No, you don't get to have both. That's too much. That's too much excitement for any white man to handle. Here we go. Question number 4. You ready?
Oh, yeah.
Who is one player that you hope to see go absolutely apeshit off in Arizona on Sunday?
Doug Martin.
Doug Martin.
Okay. I want to see 160 yards on the ground. That's what I want to see, Jay.
All right. Here's your final question. Final question. It's a common topic around the officers chat. One Buck who we have cut in the last 5 or 10 years that you'd love to see back on the team right now.
Donald Penn.
Really?
Staple left tackle. Winston wouldn't get touched at all.
Wow. All right. Got to end with the D pen right there. All right.
I went with the big boys. I
That's what you said. You like them. You like those big guys. All right. Stephen E. Anderson, thank you so much one more time for being on the show, brother.
Thank you, Jay. It was a pleasure. Everyone, please come to the tailgate. Have a good time.
Absolutely. Come check us out in Arizona. By the way, folks, don't forget Saturday night. If you're in Arizona early, Saturday night, we have Dubina Brewing Company right there in Arizona, about 10 minutes away from the stadium. They are hosting us on Saturday night, thanks to some fancy footwork by one of our local Arizona guys, Rex Dillon, for setting all that up for us. From what I understand, they are going to have some discounts on food for us all night long. They're going to hang our flags up in the bar, man. Can you believe that?
Pretty much
They're
close.
going to hang our flags up.
They're closing the bar down for us, Jay.
We are pretty much invading Dubina Brewery Saturday night. So if you're going to be in Arizona early and you want to come hang out with a bunch of knuckleheads and watch how drunk we can get the night before a big game, I highly encourage you to come join us at the brewery that night. And then, of course, we will see you again, guys. We are going to be lined up, ready to roll into the stadium at 9 o'clock when they open the gates. I will be posting some information within the next day or two of exactly where we're going to meet up prior to 9 o'clock if anybody wants to come and be part of the caravan that's going to get in that line and in that gate and find our spot. I'll be posting some information up on exactly where we're going to meet prior to 9 o'clock here within the next 24 to 48 hours. So be on the lookout for that. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the end of episode 7 now of Buccaholics Fan-Tastic. We are out of here.
There's the snap. The game is over. The Chargers know it. Their fans know it. And the rowdy Buck bunch across the field behind our benches making more noise than the Chargers. The Buccaholics.